The brave princess of Amara village, a simple act of kindness. Princess Kemi walked through the dusty paths of Amara village, her bow and arrows slung across her shoulder. She was different from other princesses who stayed in the palace all day. Kemi loved to hunt and explore the village. She liked talking to the common people and learning about their lives. As she walked past a small mud hut, she heard crying inside. She knocked on the wooden door and waited. "Who is there?" came a weak voice from inside. "It is Princess Kemi. I heard crying. Are you okay?" The door opened slowly. A thin young woman stood there with tears in her eyes. She quickly fell to her knees when she saw the princess. "My princess, what a pleasant surprise. I know I am not worthy to have you in my small hut, but please do me the honor. Please come in." "That is okay. How are you?" Kemi asked kindly. "I am fine, my princess. Please, would you like some water?" "No, that is fine. I am okay." "Please get up." "Thank you, my princess. Thank you so much." The woman was still on her knees. "Get up. It is okay. Why are you crying?" "No one has ever shown me such kindness before. A princess is coming to visit me." "Listen, we are friends now, and friends should be nice to each other." "Thank you so much. Thank you." The woman finally stood up. "I have to be on my way now." "Okay, let me quickly go inside and bring some fruits for you so I can walk with you." "No, no, no, don't worry. I can find my way. Thank you so much." "Thank you, princess. Take care of yourself. Bye." Kemi smiled as she walked away. She had always believed that being a princess meant caring for all the people in the kingdom, not just the rich ones. Prince Tunde, Kemi's half-brother, was at the village bar drinking palm wine with his friends. He was already drunk, even though it was still early in the day. "That is why it is good to be merry," Tunde said loudly, swaying in his seat. "No, no, no, no. That is enough," his friend Jide said. "You have had enough." "And who are you to tell your prince when it is enough or not? Don't take my softness for weakness. Have you forgotten I am your prince? Have you forgotten I am the future king? I know, but I need to take you home because you are drunk." "It is you who is drunk. I can never be drunk. Let me tell you, when I become the king of this kingdom, I shall have all the good palm wine tappers from all the villages to tap the best wine. Every morning they will bring it to the palace, and we will be making merry. In fact, I will change the name of this kingdom to Fresh Palm Wine Kingdom. Yes, that is when you become king. You can do anything you want, but right now you do not look like a prince. Please let me take you home." "He wants to take me home, like I do not know the way to my house. Is that what you are saying? I do not know the road to the kingdom? I am royalty. Royalty is royalty forever. I don't want to go home. I want to drink and make merry." "Who is there?" "Bring me fresh palm wine," Tundi shouted. "The fact that you are my friend does not give you the right to tell me when to drink or when to stop." A young man brought more palm wine, but Jide tried to take it away. "I said take it back," Jide insisted. "No, I am here for business. The prince asked for palm wine, so don't interfere. Take it back. I said take it back." The argument continued until finally Jide convinced Tunde to have just one more drink before going home. Back at the palace, King Adebayo was about to eat his dinner when Princess Kemi came running in. "Father, don't eat the food. Don't eat the food. It is poisoned." "What? She poisoned the food? Where is the cook?" A young woman named Bisi was brought before the king. She looked scared and confused. "Is it true that you poisoned my food?" the king demanded. "My king, I did not poison the food. I swear I did not put anything bad in it. Please believe me." "Liar, tell us what you put in this food now. Talk." "I swear I did not put anything. Please believe me." "Okay, eat this food now, eat it." "Eat the food now, eat it." Bisi looked terrified, but she had no choice. Just as she was about to take a bite, the king stopped her. "Take her away and lock her up in the prison. Question her until she tells us who helped her. She must talk. Take her away." After Bisi was taken away, the king turned to his advisor, Chief Whale. "I know you are angry. What she tried to do is terrible, but we need to be careful. We need to ask some questions." "What do you mean?" "How did Princess Kemi know that your food was poisoned?" "She was out hunting." "So how did she get this information?" "How she got the information does not matter. From her reaction, it was clear that the food was poisoned. The question should be, why did she want to poison my food? My king, you are respected by all, but you are also a target to evil people. I think she is not alone. Someone must have told her to do it. That is true. When I am done with her, she will not only confess, but she will tell us who helped her. The next morning, a guard came running to the king with terrible news. My king, something terrible has happened. The prisoner is dead. What? How? She must have killed herself in the night. When they went to check, they found Bissy's body in the cell. But something was wrong. This does not look like she killed herself. Look at her neck. She was strangled. Someone did this to cover the truth. The king was now more worried than ever. Someone in his own palace was trying to kill him, and they had just killed the only person who might have given them answers. That evening, Kemi's mother, Queen Folktale, called her daughter to talk. My daughter, there is something I want to ask you. How did you know the food was poisoned? I saw it, mother. You saw it? But you were in the forest hunting. So how did you see it from the forest? I cannot explain it myself. It was like a vision. I was in the forest, and it appeared to me. It was like looking in a mirror. Honestly, mother, this is not the first time I see things like this. Queen Folktale smiled. I have always known you are a special child. I just did not know how special. I am proud to be your mother. So you believe me? Of course I do. You don't think you are losing your mind, do you? You just saved your father's life today. How can that be losing your mind? It is a gift from the gods. I want you to keep it safe. Other people will talk. They will ask questions. But let them talk. Something bothers me, though. What is it, mother? It is about your love for hunting. It is unusual for a princess to hunt like this. It will scare good men away from marrying you. Mother, any man who gets scared of my hunting is not worthy to be my husband. If that is all, can I go now? I really need to rest. Okay, my daughter. You can go and rest, but please think about what I have said. Meanwhile, Prince Tunda had just returned home to find his mother, Queen Aduni, waiting for him angrily. Where are you coming from? She demanded. Mother, have I suddenly become a child that you will be asking a grown man where he is coming from? When they call the men of this community to come out, will you come out? When you are busy walking around this village like a child with no purpose, and you want to be called a man? Never. If you are a man, act like one. Mother, I am very hungry. I am not ready for this argument. I am very hungry. Please ask them to get me food. Food, food, food. That is all you know how to do. Eat. Are you aware that someone tried to murder your father in the palace today? What? How? Who? Show me the person. I will cut off their head in 1 second. How will you know when you are never around? You are next in line to the throne. And honestly, we cannot have an irresponsible person like you're ruling. You need to take back that word, irresponsible. My name is Tunda, heir to this kingdom. A lion cannot give birth to a goat. My father is a lion, and so am I. That is a discussion for another day. A servant tried to poison your father's food, and guess who saved him? That daughter of that useless woman, that woman who took your father from me, and the so-called prince was nowhere to be found. Prince Tund became very angry. I want all the servants in this kingdom brought here. I want all of them gathered. I want to find out who tried to kill my father. I am going to cut off her head myself. No betrayal will be tolerated in Amara kingdom. The next day, King Adebayo called all the village elders, both men and women, for a meeting in the palace courtyard. My people, yesterday someone tried to kill me. One of the servants poisoned my food. I know she was not alone. She must have been following someone's orders. She is now dead, killed in her cell to stop her from talking. The people gasped in shock. I wanted to call this meeting so she could confess in front of all of you. I wanted her to tell us why she wanted to kill me and who helped her. But someone killed her before she could talk. Chief Whale stood up. My king, this is very serious. The enemy is within the palace walls. You need to act fast before they try again. What do you suggest? I think you should consult the oracle. The gods will reveal the truth. King Adebayo nodded. Okay, we will do that. Let us see what the gods say. 3 days later, the oracle, an old man named Baba Tunde, came to the palace. He carried a small calabash filled with a special drink. "The gods have spoken," Babatunde announced to the gathered crowd. "The enemies who seek the king's life are within this palace. The guilty person will drink from this calabash, and if they are truly guilty, they will fall sick. The gods will punish them for their evil." He looked around at everyone present. Who will drink first to prove their innocence? To everyone's surprise, Queen Folktale, Kemi's mother, stepped forward. "I will drink first. I have nothing to hide." "Mother, no," Kemi called out, but her mother had already taken the calabash. Queen Folktale drank from it and waited. At first, nothing happened. Then suddenly she began to cough and fell to the ground in pain. "Mother!" Kemi ran to her side. "I am innocent," Queen Folake whispered weakly. "The gods know I am innocent." But she was clearly very sick. The oracle's drink was affecting her badly. King Adebayo was confused. But the oracle said only the guilty would be punished. Babatunde shook his head. "The gods have spoken. The evidence is clear." Kemi looked at her mother in disbelief. "Mother, you are innocent. I know you are." "I am innocent, my daughter. I do not know why this is happening to me." Babatunde examined Queen Folake carefully. "The sickness can only be cured with a portion made from the bark of the tree of life. This tree stands in the center of a stream in the middle of the evil forest, surrounded by dangerous spirits." King Adebayo looked worried. "Is that the only way?" "Yes, that is the only way. But the task is impossible. No one who has entered the evil forest has ever come out alive, not even the bravest warriors." "Then there is no hope," the king said sadly. But Kemi stood up with determination. "Then I will go to the evil forest myself." Everyone gasped. "You cannot do that," her father said. "You heard what the oracle said. No one comes out of that forest alive. I cannot just sit here and do nothing when there is a chance to save her life. But it is an impossible task. If I do not try, how will I know? I have not tried yet." "You cannot go. Even your mother would not want you to take this risk." Kemi looked at her mother, who was getting weaker by the hour. "Father, if it were your mother, would you just sit and do nothing?" The king had no answer. That night, Kemi went to see Babatunde privately. "The journey you want to take is very dangerous," the old oracle said, "but your heart is pure. The gods see this." He gave her a special arrow. "This arrow has the power to pierce through anything. You must use it wisely." Then he gave her a small bag. "Inside here is everything you need for this journey, but remember, you must not eat or drink anything you find in that forest. The evil forest is the land of the dead, filled with powerful spirits. You must be very careful." Finally, he gave her another small pouch. "Here are special powders you can use to protect yourself from the spirits." Early the next morning, as Kemi was preparing to leave for her journey, she heard footsteps behind her in the forest. "Show yourself if you are brave enough," she called out, drawing her bow. "Princess, it is me," came a familiar voice. A young woman stepped out from behind a tree. It was Ino, a girl from the village whom Kemi had helped before when some men were bothering her. "What are you doing here?" Kemi asked. "I am coming with you. This is a journey I must make alone. It is very dangerous." "No, you listen. All my life I have been alone. No one cared about me. They all avoided me like I had a disease. But you accepted me. You showed me kindness. You taught me what true friendship means." Ino's eyes filled with tears. "Princess, you are all I have, and I am not letting you go into that forest alone. Listen, this journey is very dangerous. We might not survive." "I don't care. I have to go with you." Kemi looked at her friend and saw the determination in her eyes. She nodded. "Let us go then. The journey is long." The two young women traveled for 2 days before they reached the edge of the evil forest. Dark clouds hung over the tall trees and strange sounds came from within. "This is the boundary between the living and the dead," Kemi said quietly. "Are you sure you want to continue?" "It is very dangerous." "I am very sure, my princess. I will do anything for you." As they entered the forest, the temperature dropped and everything became dark, even though it was still daytime. Strange mists swirled around the trees. Suddenly, they heard footsteps behind them. "Someone followed us," Ino whispered. They turned to see some of the palace guards led by Dare, a young warrior who liked Princess Kemi. Princess, you should not be here, Dare called out. This place is too dangerous. Come back with us. I cannot go back. My mother will die if I do not get the bark from the tree of life. It is too late now, Dare said, looking around nervously. We have all entered the forest. We cannot go back the way we came. The path has disappeared. Indeed, when they looked behind them, the path they had used to enter the forest was gone. They were trapped. Since we are all here now, we might as well continue together, Kemi said, but everyone must stay close and follow my lead. As they walked deeper into the forest, strange things began to happen. They heard voices calling their names, but when they looked, no one was there. Trees seemed to move by themselves, and shadows danced without anything to cast them. Maybe this was a bad idea, Ino whispered, staying close to Kemi. What if we don't make it out alive? It is okay to be scared, but we cannot lose sight of our goal. We have already started this journey. This is not the time to look back. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed through the forest. It sounded like a woman in terrible pain. What was that? One of the guards asked, his voice shaking. Maybe it is one of the strange creatures the oracle warned us about, Kemi replied, gripping her special arrow tightly. The screaming continued, getting louder and more frightening. Some of the guards wanted to run away, but there was nowhere to go. Why did you come with me knowing the danger? Kemi asked Ino quietly. Ino's eyes became sad. When I was a child, I loved my mother very much. One day I heard her screaming from inside our hut. I ran to her and found her on the ground, writhing in pain. A snake had bitten her. She paused, tears flowing down her cheeks. I was confused. I did not know what to do. I screamed for help, but there was no one around. All I could do was watch my mother die in pain. There was nothing I could do. I was still just a child. Kemi put her hand on Ino's shoulder comfortingly. 1 year later, my father fell from a palm tree and broke his neck. He died too. Again, there was nothing I could do. Eno wiped her tears. So when I saw how determined you were to save your mother, even knowing you might not succeed, I thought about my parents. I knew that if I had been given the chance, I would have saved them. Princess, going on this journey with you gives me a sense of purpose, no matter what happens. Thank you, Kemi said softly. As night fell, the forest became even more frightening. Glowing eyes appeared in the darkness, watching them from between the trees. Did you see that? Ino pointed to a shadow that seemed to be following them. Yes, I saw it. Everyone, prepare your weapons. We are not alone. Suddenly, ghostly figures emerged from behind the trees. They looked like people, but their eyes glowed red and their faces were twisted with anger. These were the spirits of people who had died in the forest. What do we do? Dare asked, raising his sword. The only thing we can do is fight, Kemi replied, drawing her bow. Fight spirits? That is crazy. We do not have a choice. The spirits attacked with supernatural speed. They could not be cut by ordinary swords, but Kemi's special arrow was different. When she shot it at one of the spirits, it screamed and disappeared. The battle was fierce. Some of the guards were injured by the spirit's claws, but they managed to drive most of them away. However, the effort had cost them dearly. They were all exhausted, and some were badly hurt. Let us go. We need to find the Tree of Life before more spirits come, Kemi urged. After walking for hours, they finally reached a clearing where a beautiful stream flowed. In the middle of the stream stood a magnificent tree with silver bark that glowed in the moonlight. That is it. That is the Tree of Life, Kemi said excitedly. From the oracle's description, that tree is in the middle of the stream. But as they approached the water, a booming voice filled the air. Who dares to approach the Tree of Life? The water in the stream began to swirl and rise up, forming the shape of a giant man made of water. It is I, Princess Kemi from Amara Kingdom. My mother is sick and dying. The only thing that can save her life is bark from the Tree of Life. The water spirit studied her carefully. I must say, I admire your bravery and courage for coming this far. But access to the Tree of Life comes with a price. What price? Life for life. Everyone gasped. The spirit wanted someone to die in exchange for the bark. No, Princess, you cannot, Ino cried out. There has to be another way, Dare pleaded. The water spirit's voice was firm. Those are the rules. One life in exchange for the bark that will save another life. Kemi stood silent for a moment, thinking. She had come so far and faced so many dangers. She could not give up now when her mother's life hung in the balance. I accept, she said finally. No, Ino screamed. You cannot sacrifice yourself. There has to be another way. Before anyone could stop her, Ino stepped forward. Take me instead. No, Ino, what are you doing? You have a kingdom to rule, people who need you. I am just a poor orphan with no family. My life is not as valuable as yours. Your life is valuable to me, Kemi said, tears streaming down her face, but Ino had already walked into the stream. As soon as she touched the water, her body began to glow with the same silver light as the tree. Thank you, she said to Kemi. Thank you for making me feel like I belonged somewhere. Thank you for being my friend. I am happy to take this journey with you. Please do not forget me. Why did you do this? Why did you give up your life? But Ino was already fading away, becoming one with the magical water. In her place, a piece of the tree's bark fell into the stream and floated toward shore. The water spirit's voice was gentler now. The bark of the tree of life contains the power to heal anything it touches. Use it wisely. With heavy hearts, the group began their journey back home. Kemi carefully carried the precious bark, but she could not stop thinking about Ino's sacrifice. The journey back was easier because the spirits did not attack them. It seemed that the tree of life's magic was protecting them, but Kemi felt no joy, only sadness for her lost friend. When they finally emerged from the evil forest, they found more palace guards waiting for them. Princess, thank the gods you are alive. The captain of the guards called out. The king sent us to look for you. How long have we been gone? Dare asked. 7 days, sir. Kemi was shocked. It had felt like only 2 days to her, but time moved differently in the evil forest. We must hurry back to the palace. My mother needs this medicine quickly. When they arrived at the palace, Kemi found her mother very weak and pale. Queen Folak could barely speak. Mother, I have the cure, Kemi said, kneeling beside her bed. She carefully prepared the bark as Babatunde had instructed, grinding it into a powder and mixing it with water to make a drink. My daughter, you should not have risked your life for me, Queen Folake whispered. I would do it again without hesitation. Now drink this. Queen Folake drank the mixture. At first nothing happened. Then slowly colour began to return to her cheeks. Her breathing became easier and she sat up in bed. I feel better, she said with wonder. The pain is gone. Thank the gods, King Adebayo said, tears in his eyes. My wife is healed. The news spread quickly throughout the palace and village. People gathered to celebrate the queen's recovery and Princess Kemi's bravery. But in the middle of the celebration, Kemi stood up. Before we celebrate, I must tell you something. The cure came at a great cost. My friend Ino gave her life so that my mother could live. She made the ultimate sacrifice. The crowd fell silent. Ino will be remembered forever for her noble and selfless act. She showed us what true friendship means. While everyone was celebrating, Queen Aduni, Prince Tunde's mother, sat alone in her chamber, angry and frustrated. Her plan to kill the king had failed. And now Queen Folake was healthy again. She called for her trusted servant, Sard. Sard, I have another task for you. Yes, my queen. I want you to prepare a special drink for the king. Tell him it will help him relax after all the stress of recent days. Sard looked uncomfortable. My queen, what kind of drink? Queen Aduni handed her a small bottle. Add this to palm wine and take it to him. Make sure he drinks all of it. Said knew this was poison, but she was too afraid to refuse. She went to prepare the drink as ordered. However, when she arrived at the king's chamber with 2 cups of palm, he was not there. Prince Tunda was sitting on his father's chair, pretending to be king. What do you want? Tunda asked rudely. My prince, your mother asked me to give this drink to the king. She said it would help him relax. Prince Tunda grabbed the cup. I will take anything meant for relaxation. Give it to me. But my prince, this is specifically for the king. I am the future king. Give it to me now. Before Saad could stop him, Prince Tunde drank the entire cup. Within minutes, he collapsed to the floor, gasping for breath. Help! Help! Said screamed. The prince is dying. Guards and servants rushed to the chamber. Queen Aduni arrived and was horrified to see her son dying from the poison she had prepared for the king. "What happened?" she demanded. "He drank the medicine meant for the king," Said explained, too frightened to lie. Baba Tunde was called to help, but he shook his head sadly after examining the prince. "The only way for your son to live is for someone else to take his place. The poison must have a victim." Queen Aduni looked around desperately. She could not let her son die. King Adebayo arrived, having heard the commotion. "My king, please come here. I need to discuss something important with you," Queen Aduni said, trying to lead him away from others. But as they walked toward a quiet corner, Princess Kemi suddenly appeared in front of them. Everyone gasped. They had thought she was dead. "Father, don't go with her. She is the one trying to kill you." "Kemi, you are alive," the king cried out joyfully. Queen Aduni stepped back in fear. "You are supposed to be dead." "Yes, I am alive, and I know the truth about everything." Kemi turned to face the gathered crowd. "Queen Aduni has been trying to kill my father. She gave the poison to Bisi, the servant who died in prison. When Bisi was about to confess, Queen Aduni killed her to keep her quiet." "That is not true," Queen Aduni protested. "She also bribed the oracle to make my mother drink from the poisoned calabash. My mother was never guilty of anything." The crowd gasped in shock. "And just now, she prepared more poison for my father, but her own son drank it by mistake." Queen Aduni finally broke down. "Yes, I did it all. I am evil, yes. But you made me this way with your treatment of me. You favored that woman over me, even though I was your first wife." "You killed innocent people because of jealousy?" the king asked in disbelief. "I was the one who told Bisi to poison your food. When she was caught, I killed her so she could not point to me. I paid the oracle to lie about the calabash test. I wanted to kill Queen Folek so I could be the only queen again." The guards moved forward to arrest her. "Take her away," the king ordered sadly. "She will be exiled from this kingdom forever." "What about Prince Tunda?" someone asked. The king looked at his dying son. Despite everything his mother had done, Tunde was still his child. "The oracle said someone else must take his place for him to live." "I will do it." "No, father," Kemi protested. "The kingdom needs you." But before anyone could stop him, King Adebayo drank a portion of the poison that remained in the cup. Within moments, Prince Tunda began to recover while the king grew weak. "Father, why did you do that?" "He is still my son," the king whispered, "and you will be a better ruler than I ever was." King Adebayo died that night, and the kingdom mourned for many days. Kemi became the new ruler, the first queen to rule Amara Kingdom in her own right. Prince Tunda, now recovered but deeply shamed by his mother's actions and his father's sacrifice, left the kingdom to find his own path in life. One day, as Queen Kemi was walking through the village, she met Dare, the young warrior who had followed her to the evil forest. "Your Majesty," he said respectfully. "Dare, you don't need to be so formal. We are friends. I wanted to thank you for showing me what real courage looks like. Following you to that forest changed my life." Kemi smiled. "We all changed during that journey." "Your Majesty, I know you probably think this is not the right time, but I must speak what is in my heart. I love you. I have loved you since we were children." Kemi looked at the brave young man who had risked his life for her. "And I love you too, Dare. I have for a long time. Even though I am not a prince, you are braver than any prince I know. Besides, I told my mother once that any man who could not accept my love for hunting was not worthy of me. You have hunted beside me and fought beside me. You are exactly the kind of man I want to marry." Years later, Queen Kemi ruled the kingdom wisely and fairly. She never forgot the lessons she learned during her journey to the evil forest. She made sure that all people in the kingdom, rich and poor, were treated with respect. She often visited the village where Ino used to live and made sure the poor children there had food and education. She built a school there and named it Ino Memorial School to honor her friend's memory. Queen Kemi and Dare married and had 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. She taught all of them to hunt and fight, but more importantly, she taught them to be kind and brave. The Tree of Life was never forgotten in Amara Kingdom. Every year, on the anniversary of Queen Folek's healing, the people celebrated Friendship Day to remember Ino's sacrifice and the power of true friendship. Queen Kemi often told her children the story of their Aunt Ino, the poor orphan girl who gave her life to save a queen. Remember, she would say, true nobility is not about being born in a palace, it is about having the courage to do what is right, even when it is difficult. The kingdom prospered under Queen Kemi's rule. She was known far and wide as the brave queen, who had ventured into the land of the dead to save her mother and who always stood up for what was right. And in the village, old people still told stories about the princess who was different from others, the one who cared about common people, who could see the future in visions, who was brave enough to enter the evil forest, and who became the greatest ruler the kingdom had ever known. Queen Kemi lived a long and happy life, always remembering that true strength comes not from power or wealth, but from love, courage, and the willingness to sacrifice for others. She never forgot that she owed her mother's life to a friend who had nothing but gave everything. The story of Princess Kemi, Queen Folak, and Ino became a legend that parents told their children for generations, reminding them that heroism can be found in the most unexpected places, and that the greatest treasure in life is having friends who love you enough to die for you. And so ends the story of the brave princess of Amara village, who learned that being royal is not about living in a palace, but about serving others with a pure heart. Here is the end of the story. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Also, drop your comment and share your thoughts with us. God bless you.